Welcome to today's Explainer. We're tackling a topic today that can, quite literally, make or break your career: time management for effective sales executives. And I'm super excited about this because the source material we're unpacking comes directly from Andy Schaefer. He's a 25-year veteran of the industry, founder of SalesHelp911.com, and someone who knows exactly what it takes to thrive in those high-pressure sales environments. Today, we're basically mapping out his masterclass on taking back your day.
So here's the big question. Are you managing your day, or is it managing you? It's really the ultimate modern sales rep's dilemma, right? Think about your typical morning. You log on and bam, you're immediately hit with a barrage of meetings, the constant pressure of prospecting, endless follow-ups, and just a mountain of admin tasks. It's incredibly easy to get completely overwhelmed. Well, if you've been feeling that friction, you are definitely in the right place. Consider this explainer your ultimate antidote to burnout. We're going to restructure your workflow from the ground up so that you control the clock, not the other way around.
Okay, let's dive into this module's agenda. We're going to follow a chronological day-in-the-life arc today, covering 1. The sales time trap. 2. Plan and prioritize with purpose. 3. Protect your peak selling hours. 4. Mastering off-peak admin tasks. 5. The power of relentless follow-up. And finally, number 6. Work smart and keep growing.
Section 1. The sales time trap.
No, before we can go fixing our schedules, we have to acknowledge just how easy it is to get swamped by the sheer volume of demands on our attention. The most successful sales professionals in the world understand something absolutely fundamental. They treat their time as their absolute most valuable asset. They don't just spend it, they invest it strategically to maximize productivity and ultimately their revenue. So the very first step to breaking out of the time trap is to stop putting out fires and start taking control. Far too often, average reps start their morning simply reacting, They open their inbox, see some urgent but totally unimportant email, and suddenly their entire morning is hijacked. Top professionals? No way. They never do this. They take strategic, deliberate control from minute one. They dictate the flow of the day.
Which brings us to Section 2. Plan and prioritize with purpose.
Stepping into the office or logging on from home requires a highly structured plan built entirely on purposeful prioritization. You shouldn't be guessing what to do next. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the 80-20 rule. Top professionals understand that a massive 80% of their results, the closed deals, the big commissions, come from just 20% of their daily activities. So the real goal of your morning planning phase is to identify exactly what makes up that critical 20% and ruthlessly focus your energy right there.
And to do that, you have to separate the high-value, revenue-generating tasks like prospecting, client meetings, and closing deals from the low-value ones, like excessive internal meetings and administrative work. Those high-value tasks, that is your 20%. Here is the absolute golden rule for you. If a task doesn't directly contribute to sales growth and building client relationships, it absolutely must be minimized or delegated. It's really that simple.
All right, Section 3, protect your peak selling hours.
This is where we shift the narrative into the execution phase of your day, your prime time. This is that magical window where your high physical and mental energy perfectly meets your client's availability. During this execution phase, notice how the heavy hitters, sales calls at 9 a.m., presentations at 1 p.m., and negotiations at 3 p.m. are perfectly positioned. They are strategically placed during peak performance hours when you're alert and sharp, and crucially, when clients are actually at their desks ready to engage. I mean, you definitely do not want to be doing paperwork when your clients are primed to buy.
But look, protecting that timeline requires some serious discipline. Consider this. Studies show it takes the average worker over 20 minutes to refocus after a single distraction. That is a massive drain on your daily momentum. To stop that, you need 3 actionable steps. Step 1. Set time blocks for deep work. Block out distractions like social media and unnecessary emails. When you're prospecting, you are literally only prospecting. Step 2. Master the critical art of saying no. You have to say no to non-strategic tasks and misaligned internal meetings that just drain your prime time. And Step 3. Delegate those operational details that don't need your specific expertise.
Moving on to Section 4, mastering off-peak admin tasks.
So if you're fiercely protecting your peak hours, when does the paperwork actually get done? Well, welcome to the afternoon off-peak pivot. Just look at the stark contrast in this table. While peak hours are totally dedicated to revenue generation, non-peak hours are where your administrative tasks live. CRM updates, writing proposals, organizing prospect lists. They are essential, for sure, but they don't directly generate revenue in the moment. Top reps strategically shift these to the fringes of the day. Early mornings before clients are awake,
late afternoons, or even after business hours. You have to quarantine that admin work so it cannot infect your prime selling time. And this brilliantly illustrates how we leverage technology. Modern sales professionals don't just work harder on admin, they use tools to automate it. By tapping into CRM systems, automation tools, and AI-driven analytics, you can streamline your entire workflow. Instead of manually updating messy spreadsheets for hours, these tools track your leads, schedule your follow-ups, and give you real, data-driven insights. Let the software do the heavy lifting so you can get back to selling.
Let's move toward the finish line with Section 5, the power of relentless follow-up.
You planned your day, executed during peak hours, and handled your admin efficiently. Now, we focus on the meticulous tracking and persistence required to actually win the deal. It's one of the oldest cliches in business, but it is absolutely true. The fortune is in the follow-up. A great sales executive schedules and tracks follow-ups with obsessive detail. Whether it's a quick, personalized check-in email or a formally scheduled call, that consistent rhythm is exactly what turns a warm prospect into a paying customer. By using the systems we just discussed, you ensure that zero potential deals fall through the cracks.
And finally, Section 6. Work smart and keep growing.
Now, the daily timeline of a top performer doesn't just end when the laptop closes. It concludes with a vital, ongoing habit that keeps successful executives permanently ahead of the competition: continuous self-improvement. You must constantly allocate time for learning, reading industry insights to understand market shifts, attending sales training to absorb new methodologies, and constantly refining your pitch. Actually, think about it. If you're just relying on the skills you had 5 years ago, you are already falling behind. Sharpening your skills is what gives you that razor-edge competitive advantage in a crowded market.
So, the crucial point is this quote from Andy Schaefer: "The key is not just working hard, but working smart." Anyone can grind for 12 hours a day putting out fires and updating spreadsheets, but that is a one-way ticket to burnout. By prioritizing revenue-driving activities, leveraging your non-peak hours for admin work, and wisely using technology to automate the mundane, you dramatically increase your productivity, you close more deals, and you create sustainable long-term success. I want to leave you with a provocative thought. How will you restructure your schedule tomorrow for maximum revenue? Look closely at your own calendar. Where are you leaking those precious peak hours to low-value tasks? I challenge you to evaluate your routines tonight and make a change tomorrow morning. Take control from minute one. And hey, if you want to dive even deeper into mastering your sales process, I highly recommend visiting saleshelp911.com for more of Andy Schaefer's incredible insights. Until next time, keep prioritizing, keep focusing, and go win the day.